Hey guys, this is Moshe. Some of you know me, some of you don't. Hopefully some of you get to know me. This is going to be the first of many videos of me and my rehab process of my colostomy. A couple of housekeeping rules. I'm apologizing ahead of time if I'm short of breath. I've been intubated for a while and had several things stuck up my nose and down my throat, so I do cough here from here to there. In my particular case, this is pretty raw, so I apologize if this video isn't that great. This is coming from my phone, but I don't want to miss a moment, and I want to share the journey with you. Hopefully we can help some folks out there on their journey. I got out of the hospital August 6th, okay? Today is August 16th. I just got the okay from the surgeon to begin the exercise. Every case is unique, so you got to follow your surgeon, take it slow, and slowly. Life is a marathon, not a sprint. I'm sure any of you who've been through many things know that. One step at a time, one jab at a time, one punch at a time. That's a great Rocky once said, right? So, here we go. I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself this first video. In the other videos following, we're going to really go through rehabbing from the most basic to the most advanced. I want to make this functional rehab. So what I mean by that is it's not going to be isolated exercises. I want to get your body working back to the way it needs to work so you can do what you love. And you know what you love. Don't ever give up what you love. There's always a way to find out and to do the things you love. Alright, my story goes back to the summer of '02. I was in a hockey training camp where I had a spinal cord injury. I lost consciousness, woke up, and I couldn't move. I was airlifted to a place called CHOP, which I owe tremendous respect to. Huge shout out to Philly. Had 2 spinal fusions there, and long story short, close to 4 months of inpatient rehab, followed by close to 7 years of physical therapy. And then I went into the world of training and strength and conditioning. My goal from that moment, the day I was 13, that I had that injury and physical therapy helped me, that I wanted to be a PT and help others. Long story short, I became a trainer to help me with school. I ended up going on to really work at combining the world of strength and conditioning with physical therapy. Been very fortunate to have some awesome mentors, and I'm gonna shout out their names so you can look into their own websites and look into their own conferences so you can gain knowledge from them as well. Anytime I mention something, I'm gonna do my best to have a link below. And here we go. I went to school, got my master's in exercise science and athletic training. I have a strength and conditioning certification. I have multiple personal training certifications. I'm not trying to gloat, I'm just saying I've been doing this a long time and been to many courses. I may throw out some names along the way, and anytime I do, again, I'll have a link so you can look into their stuff. But I'm really going to try to cover it all from A to Z. A colostomy. Alright, we're going to go into now this second part of the story. I went to have a surgery for quality of life related to my spinal cord injury, and it went horribly wrong. I had to have another 4 surgeries to save my life. I've been intubated in the ICU, so I am a little short of breath, and I'm apologizing for that now. If I apologized already, again, this is still fresh, and I'm been out of the hospital not more than a week yet, so we're going to show you really from very beginning to hopefully the very end, really getting as functional as we can, and we're going to do our best to prevent any kind of hernia. Now, a colostomy, ileostomy, any kind of ostomy, is essentially a protrusion through your abdominal wall. So essentially it is a hernia. So we want to prevent that hernia from getting worse. You can get a peristomal hernia, and they can be pretty damn ugly. They can get pretty damn big, and we're going to do our best to really prevent that. Now, previously in a previous life, one of my role models is Stuart McGill, who is all about 360-degree stability, and we're going to get into that, don't worry. But essentially, it's bracing, to lift, getting as solid as you can. And in this case, it may be a little complicated because you do have already a hernia, so you want to maybe be a little bit aware of that intra-abdominal pressure. So we're not starting with stuff like that, but we may actually get there. And I'm going to reach out to some people and do some work before we get to that process. What we're going to start off with is some very basic exercises. The first thing you want to do is really just build a basic endurance. So your posture. Right, it's very easy in the beginning because of all the surgeries to slump over. You want to stay as tall as possible. You want to try to have your rib cage over your pelvis. And we'll talk about posture in another video, but you want to be aligned as much as possible. So that's step 1. Step 2 would be walking, and step 3 for me was stairs. So I did all this as, since the beginning, meaning in the hospital. I did my best not to stay in bed all day. It was a little complicated being hooked up to some machines, but when I was able to get off them, there's something called TPM, which you're on 25 hours a day, right? There's only 24, but the second you get off it, they put you on it again. But I asked for a half an hour that I could just walk up and down stairs. I built up in the hospital to doing 40 flights. Let's say there were 10 flights. I would go up and down, up and down, up and down. And that's just one way. Again, you need to make sure with your own physician if you're allowed to, or your surgeon. But again, just building up some basic endurance is really going to help you. This is the first of many videos. But what you want to start off with, very basic, is some walking and some stairs, if you're allowed to. Tomorrow we're going to get into some more exciting stuff. Hope you enjoyed.